Yo guys, what's happening? I'm back. Today we are going to be doing my top tips for what you have to do to prepare for the winter. If you have a modified car or not modified car, it's just a general. I might do a one for specific modified cars after, but mostly it's all general knowledge in it. Anyway, so the first top tip is get your car serviced, because the cold can cause so many different problems, and a lot of them can be brought down to having your car serviced regularly. So if it's due a service, guys, then get it done before the proper bad weather gets in and the snow comes down and all that, because it could just cause you a massive amount of problems. Second top tip is check your battery. The cold can reduce the amount that your battery puts out, and obviously in the winter months you're going to be using your lights, your radio, and all the heating and not everything electric is going to be being used a lot more. So make sure you check the battery. Number 3 is the coolant. Now, a lot of people seem to leave the coolant till last for some reason, and then your car overheats because it's frozen. So I recommend, guys, you need to look into this. 50-50 is what it should be, water, antifreeze. And it doesn't matter if you've had antifreeze in there for about 6 months, you need to top it up with antifreeze because it dilutes over time. And if it dilutes over time, then obviously it's still going to freeze, so you need to top it up with antifreeze so it doesn't freeze and cause you a massive bill. 4, tyres. Your tyres need to be in really good condition, guys. I can't stress this enough. You ain't going nowhere if you don't have decent tread on your tyres or winter tyres. It's specific for braking, traction as well, and steering. So you need to look into this, guys. It's a really important step. So if you couldn't look into winter tyres, then that would be the best bet. But if you can't afford winter tyres because they're not the cheapest, then just make sure you've got at least about 3mm of tread left on your wheels, so you can go everywhere when you want to go there. 5, your lights. Your lights are going to be really important, guys. Make sure you've got all your bulbs working, and also make sure that you've cleaned your lights and stuff, because if no one can see it, then it's pointless. But you need to see the road, your fog lights and everything. Make sure that they're all clean so you can see what you're doing, because it's always going to be dark in the winter. Obviously it's not dark now, but it is going to be dark most of the time when you come out of work, when you go into work and say that kind of thing. 6, you have to wash your windscreen and your wipers. The salt is such an absolute bugger, trying not to swear. It's such a bugger for when you're washing your windscreen, you see the salt off your wipers comes onto your windscreen, then you can't see nothing. So make sure you've got a lot of washer fluid, although that's going to be frozen some of the mornings and stuff, so you won't be able to use that. But make sure that you wash the windscreen pretty much every night, and just make sure that there's no salt on the wipers as well, because that's just going to wipe the salt back on. And also, while you're at it, make sure that you fill in the chips on the bodywork, because if you have a modified car, specific to me, because obviously in my car channel's a modified car channel, but any car, the paint is really important, obviously, to people that care about the car. So you need to fill in the paint chips and stuff, because the salt can get into it, rust it and all that, and just cause problems you just don't want. So it's easier to wash the paint, wax the paint, fill in all the chips. Number 7 is prepare for long journeys. So if you've got a long journey coming up, if it's not a necessary journey, then don't take the journey. But if it's a long journey, say you're going to work or something, then prepare for it. Allow a lot of extra time, because there could be delays and stuff. Make sure you've got plenty of petrol, because if there is any delays and stuff and you're stuck in a row of traffic or something, you're not going anywhere, then you need plenty of fuel to keep your car warm and stuff and get you to where you want to be. Look at forecasts. If it's bad in a particular area, try and avoid that area. Look for the safest routes, the safest roads and stuff to go down. Obviously you don't want to get stuck or anything. And yeah, just plan your journey. It's always worth getting up a little bit earlier and getting wherever you want to be on time. Number 8 is make sure that you check your cover. If you've got breakdown cover and stuff, you will probably need it in the winter months. If your car breaks down, then it's not really a good idea not to have breakdown cover, because they can get you out of the shit. So make sure that you've got cover, and check that it covers, say when you're broken down like 50 miles away from home or something, then you need the cover to get you back, or to the nearest garage where you can get the car fixed. Number 9, if you are like me and you've got a little bit of general knowledge over the car and how the brakes work and all that, you need to check your brakes. You need to make sure that they're obviously fast and responsive and they're going to work. You need to check your brake pads, your discs and your fluid if you can. If you don't, then you go to a garage, that'll help. But if you're like me, then we can do it ourselves. So you need to check that the fluid is in good condition, the brake pads have got plenty of width on them left, and your discs aren't scratched or torn or in bad condition generally. Also, underneath the engine bay, you need to check that your alternator belt is tight and your drive belts are tight, because if your alternator goes, then you're going to lose all your power and again breakdown and stuff. If your car's serviced regularly, it should be okay. But yeah, just check that, and your drive belt, obviously that's really important as well. My 10th top tip is not really a top tip, but when you're like me and you like to go drifting in your car, or if in a front wheel drive, sliding with style, then obviously you need to make sure that you're not going to bump into any lampposts or anything. So if you're going to do that, guys, do be careful. I'm not telling you to do it, obviously. It's going to be, you know, dangerous and all that. But if you are going to do it, then just be careful, guys. Obviously you don't want to damage your car. If it's a nice car then, and your pride and joy, then you don't really want to damage it, do you? And also on the back end of the 10th top tip, I see so many people doing this in the morning. I cannot stress enough, do not do it. When you're, you know, defrosting your windscreen, I'd say use a scraper and a bottle of de-icer or whatever you've got. Do not, I repeat, do not use boiling water. I've had so many people come to me and like over the years and stuff that I've been driving, my friends and such, I've had to tell not to do it because they've cracked their windscreen because it's been like -3, -5 and all that, and then they've used boiling water straight out the kettle and poured it on their windscreen. Now, if you have any chip or little crack or anything, that's just going to split like that. Even if you don't, it can like have a spider effect crack across your thing, and then across your windscreen, then it's going to cost you a lot of money to replace it. So don't do that. Also with that, just don't use your electric windows until they're completely defrosted, because if you try and force them down while they're not properly defrosted, they're just going to break the motor because they're obviously stuck. And just watch your door handles and stuff. If you can de-ice them before getting into the car, that's probably a good shout, to be honest. And that's it, guys. I hope that you appreciate my top tips. It's just generally a safer way to get you and your car through the next couple winters and all that. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please like, comment if you want to, and please do subscribe, guys. It does help me out a lot, and obviously I know that I'm reaching out to you guys and you're liking my content. So if you like the content, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.